for my niche in particular, absolutely.
Get a lot of feedback.
Yeah,
feedback is one way to put it.
Yeah, feedback is definitely one way to put it. I built my business off the shoulders of men who hate me, so I'd call that a win for women, women of color. And I think it's been a real consistent barrage of hate for so long now that I think it's just white noise to me, specifically from misogynistic people in general. But
when you started, what did you think about what you wanted to do?
I mean, when I first originally started, I just started telling silly stories that made me laugh and made me giggle. And so some people started kind of relating to it, and then I had one video that really took off, and then it kind of just snowballed into this crusade, which I'm happy to carry out. And I have been for a long time now. But yeah, it was never anything I thought was going to happen, although now I'm glad it has.
But when you carry it out, I mean, it's not without its own challenges. You've been blocked, you've been banned, your account has been shut down.
Absolutely.
How do you get past those things?
I mean, I think I just, even when I lost my TikTok account 4 times, I got locked out of it. And it was when I was on a real growth spurt. I was growing 100,000 followers every other day. And so I got banned twice first, then I got signed, then I got banned 2 more times.
Why did that happen?
Mass reporting, which is an issue that I've talked to TikTok about too, which helps. It helps to have, a team. I think me getting a team really helped in that sense.
Do you have a direct line to TikTok now?
I have a rep. I think most creators do who are verified. They have some sort of contact person that they can reach out to if they have any issues at all. And once I got my contact person, I think it really kind of helped. Also, getting verified helps too. It helps legitimize you in the eyes of the app and also
Drew,
the algorithm.
We're in this era of trying to figure out so much social media out there, and there's misinformation, there's really problematic information, there's dangerous information, and then there's opinion and entertainment. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the fine line here?
I mean, I think for my particular niche, there is really no other side. You see bigotry platformed openly and publicly, so I respond to it accordingly. I don't give them a chance to defend themselves because I don't really want to hear why you feel so bigoted and felt it was funny to platform it and perpetuate and uphold all these different forms of oppression. I don't need to hear the other side because I've seen it for myself. So I feel like for my content in particular, I like to describe mine as it's a real one-way street on my platform. I see what you say. I don't give you a chance to defend yourself. I make fun of you publicly, and since we're all joking, let's all laugh together. I love to laugh.
So I guess my question is, we love to laugh too. Is it working? I know it's working for you professionally.
Yeah.
And you've built an amazing following. You're among the people on TikTok with the most followers. I mean, 8 million at this point. Is it working, do you think, to make the space safer, to make the platform safer? Does it deter these guys?
Yeah, to an extent, yes, for sure. I at one point, I felt like I did too good of a job of cleaning up the streets of TikTok because I couldn't find anybody. But I don't think it necessarily gets rid of it entirely. I don't think that I could never have that kind of impact. I think what it does is it instills a very real fear that other people who sit lower on the oppression ladder experience every single day, not just on social media. So they experience that all the time. That fear is very real of being attacked. And so the men that I choose to stitch have never felt that way before. Now it's instilled a fear in them. If you do it, there is a chance I will find it and I will talk about it. So they have to decide for themselves whether or not that's worth the risk. And some of them decide it is and some of them decide it isn't. So I would say it definitely has made a difference. I wouldn't say it's gotten rid of it entirely. I mean, I think that would be crass of me to take credit for getting rid of misogyny because that's not true by any stretch.
Oh, it's still out there.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Sorry.
And I think my bigger goal, though, is not necessarily to get them to stop. It's to empower all the people that they hurt all the time.
Well, this is where I want to come to, because people come up to you, right? Listeners. And people who don't have the voice that you do. And I'm sure they're grateful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that, the feedback you get from just, I hate to say normal people, but people who don't have platforms.
I mean, it's one of the few things that makes me emotional, when it comes to my TikTok journey. But it's also one of the few things that makes it worth it because, I laugh and joke all the time about, getting hate from men because it is true. It's silly in a very superficial way. But in a very real way, there's a very real danger that has come with me doing this for a living. Like, it's posed a very real threat to me and my family.
You're talking about security.
Yeah, overall. Because,
Yeah.
you know, when bigots are bigots, they get so angry that sometimes they want to kill you because they see your content. So it has posed a very real threat to me and my family in a lot of ways. I've taken extensive precautions and measures to protect myself and my family, but it is a risk I had to make peace with. So, you know, when I hear testimonies from people who have used my content in a very real way, like they've put it into their lives in a way that has made a huge difference for them, it makes it worth it. I like hold those kinds of stories so dearly when I feel like I can't do it anymore, because it does get really hard at certain points, dealing with the very specific niche that I find myself in. So, I mean, I've heard many different stories, like from women who are in their 50s who got a divorce because they've been watching my content. I've heard testimonies from trans women who told me my content kept them on this earth longer than they planned to be. So I've heard many different stories that have made me very aware and confident that it is impacting in a very positive way.
You realize the power of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drew, this is Bloomberg. We follow the money. We want to know about the
So
money.
where do you think the 10-year yield is going to go? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know, you came here with, it's not just you. You have a team. And I mean, like
Yeah.
a team of people.
team,
like,
yeah.
I'm looking at them right now. It's like
We're going
half
to
a
take a
dozen
picture
people.
afterwards. And tweet it.
This is your full-time job.
Yes.
Talk to me about, you know, the money behind this, the brand deals that you have.
Sure.
Please share some numbers if you can.
CEO of you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have a pretty extensive team as of right now. I have an agent, I have a manager, I have a lawyer, I have 3 publicists, I have a stylist, I have a hair and makeup artist. I actually have 2 managers. Yeah, 2 managers. And you know, the list goes on. I have lots of I work with people at Spotify. I work with people on my book. I've very expansive team. Which I think it takes a village, right, to run something like this. I could never do any, even half of the things I have done just by myself. So I'm very grateful for a team. But yeah, I'm very lucky to have worked with many different brands that I admire.
But a team is expensive.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're expensive, but it's all about, I think, what's worth it to you, right? So the only way I get bigger opportunity is by hiring experts, and I'm not too proud to admit that I don't know everything about this business. So, yeah, I mean, sorry.
It's like they're listening. No, they are. Just 30 seconds. When you think about working with a brand, what's got to be top of mind? Is it about the financial composition of it, or is it also who they are? Just really quickly.
I mean, I think finances play a huge role for sure. Obviously, I'm a business, and I have to remember that we're a business. But at the same time, I think as long as their ethos matches mine and they understand my platform and agree with it and feel empowered by it or feel like it needs to be spread even larger, I think that's really all I focus on.